Welcome back to A Conversation with Her. My name is Felicia Brown, and I am excited to have Teresa Sears with me. Yay, she's one of my old dance ministry sisters from back in the day. So I'm getting a lot of Eastern Star dance ministry sisters. So I am so excited to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, well, a lot of great things to talk about because you do so much in the community. You're an author.
Yes.
You used to have like your own like So One Foundation, but now you changed it to World Changer School of Arts. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
So at World Changer School of the Arts, we provide quality arts programming for youth ages 8 to 18.
Okay, wow. So I don't know. Just since I've met you, you've just had such a strong desire. I mean, she's always doing something, always helping the community. Have you always had that desire in you?
I think I grew up seeing my mom do that.
Okay.
You know, helping our community, our neighborhood. It didn't matter if whatever we had, it was open and available to the community. Food, clothing, sometimes even shelter. So
yes. And I remember you also used to do an etiquette class for the young ladies. Yeah, so she's just all over, just like you said, just such a heart for people, and that's one of the things that I do like about you. I remember the most of all the wonderful things that you were doing to try to help others.
Thank you.
Yes, but why I have you on today, because you produced and wrote a documentary.
Yes.
And it is called The Black Woman, Death to the Superwoman Syndrome.
Yes,
Yay!
yes.
So would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so The Black Woman, Death to the Superwoman Syndrome actually came about from a poem that I created. Yes. I had written a poem, and it was just basically talking about my feelings at the time. You know, how as women, not necessarily Black women, but many women, how sometimes we can get in these spaces where we feel unappreciated, feel like everything is falling on us and we don't have any help, or we're not fulfilling our dreams and our goals because we're busy helping other people or doing for other people. And so I wrote this poem just giving God all my stuff. Yes. I was giving it all to him, and he gave it to me in, back in this poetry form. And so I wrote the poem and I just tucked it away. Okay. And 2021 came, and my husband's family, we had a family reunion. And so, at family reunions, we got a talent showcase. And so my aunt's like, what's your talent? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't want to do anything but being a dancer. Everybody always wants me to dance. And I was like, no, I'm not coming up with any choreography. I'm not doing that. And I thought of, the Holy Spirit brought back to my remembrance the poem. And I was like, I'm going to share this poem. Okay. And when I shared that poem, there was not a dry eye in the house. Oh, wow. And from there, it just blossomed. And it was more so like, if I'm feeling like this, I know that there are other women feeling like this. And God planted the seed of me doing a documentary and sharing these other women's stories.
So how did you go about finding the women to be able to interview to be on your documentary?
There were quite a few of them I knew in some capacity. Okay. So I would go to women's conferences and, as the Lord said, her, or just being in conversation with someone, and then say, hey, would you be interested in sharing your story? And more often than not, most of the women were like, yes, I want to share my story.
Oh, that is so interesting. So how did it just come about that you were able to make it into a documentary and you ended up having a showing? So how did all of that come about?
So again, like I said, filmmaking was, I had done a film before. I had done a short film because I wrote my first novel back in 2021.
Did I tell you this lady's bad over here?
And the entire time that me and I actually created a writer's room to write that novel. So I brought 3 other women along with me. And so we wrote that together. And the entire time that I'm penning this, I could visualize it. And I just kept saying, this is going to be a movie. This is going to be a movie. So immediately, once we released the novel in May of 2021, that fall, well, actually that winter, I decided to take some filmmaking classes to prepare for making this novel into a movie. So screenwriting classes, film, how to put that film together, what does the production look like, all of that. And while I haven't turned the novel into the movie yet, the documentary came before the novel. So God was preparing me with that level of skill to be able to get this message out, this body of work out to the public.
Okay. So what kind of one woman story stood out that you kind of would like to share with the audience?
And so all of the stories are kind of, well, no, not kind of. They all go back to that centralized theme of being Superwoman, trying to do it all for everybody else but yourself. And so all of these ladies who we had the opportunity to interview, that's the centralized theme. So whether it is being a caretaker or putting your marriage and your husband before you, your children and your dreams, your goals, to help someone else with their dreams and their goals. One of the ladies in the documentary, she actually says, how did she word it? You know how when you're on the plane, they tell you if you have to use oxygen, you need to put your mask on first before you put someone else's mask on. And so that is kind of like that centralized theme of getting women to understand that you have to put your mental health, your physical health, and your well-being first before you can be good to help someone else.
I see that. So in saying that, did the women do that? Meaning,
we'll see. We're going to see, because part 2, we're getting ready to start working on part 2 of the documentary. The pen title is, and we're still sticking, while this theme, this centralized theme transcends across cultures, the title is The Black Woman, Death to the Superwoman Syndrome, because I'm a Black woman, and so it was coming from my perspective. And part 2 will be the same title, but it's The Black Woman, Healing and Thriving. And so we'll get to see whether or not these women pick their capes back up, and because sometimes it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. You say you're going to do it, and you get the momentum, and then you fall back into it. And it's not saying don't help anybody, but not at all. If you're a caretaker, but just making sure that you are putting your mental health and your physical health and well-being first, so that you can be that strong individual to help all those other people that God is calling us to, because he tells us to bear one another's burdens. And so, but he also tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. And so we have to love ourselves enough to put ourselves, our mental health, our physical health and well-being, you're going to hear me keep saying that, first, so that you can then do that, be for others what God needs you to be for them.
That is true, because I work in the healthcare setting, and you see so many either husbands with their wives or wives with their husbands, and it's just like they do so much, and you'd be like, you got to take care of yourself first, and because you're going to wear yourself out where you won't be able to take care of the one that you want to take care of. But it's so hard for them to relinquish that, I don't even want to say control, but just to relinquish just that care of their loved one to someone else. So I most definitely hear what you're saying, because I do see it a lot in the healthcare world.
One of the stories in the documentary that a lot of people talk to me about afterwards is my sister's story. And so she has a 13-year-old son. He'll be 14 this year, but he has cerebral palsy. He doesn't walk, and she talk about how she's putting all her time and yes, she is his caretaker, so she is going to take care of her son, but she also works in the school system, and so she's got that burden of making sure that the teachers have what they need to be able to assist the students, and so she fell ill. And so it's that eye-opening, that wake up, like, okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm here for my son, to make sure that my son can have a healthy, life, and I'm that guidance for him through this process. But you can't do that if you're not around.
That's true.
And so that's why it's important to make sure that your mental health and physical health and well-being is taken care of.
That is so true. So ladies and gentlemen. You just have to just take time for yourself, whether it's a walk in the park or just a drive in the country or whatever. Just something. To watch TV, just something just to just give you a little bit of relief, just from being a caretaker, that downtime where you can just relax and not feel so stressed, or I'm just trying to do it all. So please, by all means, just do what you need to do to be able to take care of yourself, so you can be around long enough to take care of your loved one that is placed, under you, or in your care. So, but anyway, I am so excited. Like I said, she is doing a lot. She has a lot of great things, and God has gifted her with so much great talent. An author, a film producer, like she owns her own, like I said, the school, World Changer School of the Arts. And then what I love about her, she's just such a caring heart. Such a heart for God's people, and just want to bring people up and just make them better. So I just bless God for you not changing and just going higher and higher, and doing more and more. And so God has just so much more in store for you, because of your love for his people, and just wanting the best for them. So continue to do great things.
Amen. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love what you're doing, sharing stories.
Well, bless God. So he's doing an awesome thing. Well, as always, I like to leave you with a little nugget of truth. A strong woman has faith that she is strong enough for the journey, but a woman of strength has faith that in that journey she will become strong. As always, God has a purpose and a plan for you. Find it and walk in it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.